The number one question I get when it comes to how I've scaled my businesses is how did you navigate the internet without getting banned, without getting restrictions on your browsing or your scraping? Well, for me, I use proxies and I use multi-login to essentially mask my IP, but still get all of the data that I need. And today we're going to be discussing essentially how to do that, taking your proxies from a proxy service like Proxy4U and actually bringing them over to multi-login where you can manage everything from one dashboard. So don't forget to like the video and let's jump straight into it. So this is MultiLogin, and you can see here that they really do go with this anti-detect browser system, which essentially can mask your fingerprints with 20 different settings. And as well as that, they do have a multi-account management system, which essentially allows you and your team to work on the same website without having to compromise your passwords. The way they get around this is actually just having it UI based, where people can access and work with the proxies on the site without giving away all of the details and compromising your company. So let's go to Proxy4U, and once you've logged in and used up your free 1 GB with Proxy4U, then what you're going to want to do is go to this screen. We're going to go with mobile here today, and as you can see, we've got my login, my password. This will be changed after the video, guys, so don't try anything funny, but yes, we're going to go through this and essentially talk to you guys about how to set this up on MultiLogin. So first on MultiLogin, once you're logged in, you're going to want to make a new profile. So the next stage is super important. You're going to want to select your overview, and this is actually going to be selecting the operating system you are working on. So if you're working on a MacBook, then select MacBook. If you're working on Windows 11 or Windows 10, select those. And this is super important. Otherwise, you could be flagged on a site. It's important that, yes, you are going through your own operating system, then masking your IP, so there's no conflicts on their detection services. And then you're going to go to the proxy tab. Now, this is super important. You're going to want to choose HTTP5 or SOCKS5 proxy. You could get into the other ones. It's a bit nitty gritty, but it's a bit more advanced. And if you're not that advanced, then just choose one of those two, because that's all you really need here. And then you're going to need a login and password for that proxy. So let's go back over to Proxy4U and get that sorted. So here we are in Proxy4U, and we're in the mobile proxy section, but other sections will be similar. Now, first of all, we're going to select a country. Let's just pick United States here, keep it simple. And then we're going to look for the rotation interval. This is basically how many minutes before your proxy is rotated to a different IP. And this is essentially just going to help you mask that IP better and avoid any restrictions from different websites. We'll keep this at 30 here for now. I think that's fine, but we could change it to 60 if we want. But 30 is okay here, so let's stick with 30. Now, if you'd like, you could exclude countries as well. Maybe it's a low converting country and you don't want it targeted. You can do that very, very easily. Or you could go to target filters and go a little bit more in depth and actually select different states and cities to get your traffic. And if we wanted to choose rotating or sticky, we can do so very, very easily. The difference between this isn't too big, but I prefer to go with sticky. It's just better at avoiding any restrictions from any places, right? But the important part is getting your login and password over to MultiLogin so that you can manage this proxy effectively. So your login here that you want to paste into MultiLogin here, guys, is going to be everything all the way at the start here, all the way up to this colon, which is the 2 dots. You're going to want to take that, copy it, and then paste it into the MultiLogin login section. Now, your password here, guys, is super simple. It's after that 2 dots or the colon. We're going to go all the way up to the @ symbol, and this is going to be the password here. We're going to copy that, throw that into the MultiLogin password section. Now, if we're talking about the IP address, you're going to need that as well, and that is essentially anything after this @ symbol up to the next colon. So we're going to copy that, paste that into the IP address section. And then you're going to need a port. So the port is actually going to be after this colon here. You can see it's 10,000 here. We're going to copy that, paste it into the port section. And with Proxy4U, guys, you can actually use any port here that you want up to 20,000. So yeah, fantastic there from Proxy4U. Now, it's important to note if you chose rotating, your ports will be different, as you can see here, and you're going to need to adjust to that accordingly. And then in Multilogin, we're just going to check the proxy and check that we've entered everything correctly. And if you do see that it's a success, then you've done everything right. And then we're just going to press create. And if we go to the dashboard and then we select the run button, then it's going to start running that proxy and everything will be working efficiently and effectively. We can then go ahead and view that proxy as we wish, and it's going to load it up on the browser. And as you can see, I'm on the Proxy4U website, but through the proxy that we've just set up on Multilogin. So that is how you set up your Multilogin account, and super easy, as you guys just witnessed, to actually get your proxies going and begin working. And the best thing about this is you can do it with your team, you can do it all on the same account, and it's super easy and efficient for your business. So definitely be using Proxy4U when it comes to getting your proxies. It's just the easiest and the cheapest out there with a pay-as-you-go option, and then be using Multilogin to actually manage those and get through on those proxies directly inside your browser. That's going to be it for this video. Definitely check out both of these platforms in the description, and that is going to be it. Cheers.